WWE is hitting on all cylinders this WrestleMania season, while AEW can barely put together the engine.
Oh shit! It's Pro Wrestling Bits!
AEW Dynamite saw an ugly ending to a good technical professional wrestling show, whatever that means, as the Acclaimed dropped the tag team titles to the Gunn Club. With that loss, a very good Texas crowd fell more silent than all those Sami Zayn Truthers after Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman's promo on Raw. More on that here. AEW Dynamite will always have great wrestling, as they did throughout Wednesday's broadcast. But really, who gives a fuck? There's literally great wrestling every day around the world. Workrate no longer makes you special. Wow, you have great wrestling on a wrestling show? What's your point? There were a lot of great actors in Ocean's 12, but that movie sucked. With AEW, they have a lot of great technical professional wrestling, but the product has gone ice cold at a time where WWE is hotter than it's been in years. What's the big storyline in AEW? What are the big matches they're building toward? Who are the rising stars in AEW who fans are clamoring to see? AEW doesn't have one Sami Zayn right now, let alone four. And if you don't believe me, AEW advisor and friend of the show, Dave Meltzer, recently pleaded for AEW to establish more top babyfaces. Good luck with that. One theme on this channel in recent weeks is that all the toxic WWE fans who used to turn on the product have migrated to AEW, which was great for AEW during the honeymoon period, but if you have a bunch of entitled, hardcore fans who think they should be booking the product, it's only a matter of time before they turn on your ass too. AEW's rabid fan base booed Cody Rhodes out of the promotion when he tried to be a babyface, and now that same exact babyface character is in WWE with a much more cooperative crowd, and all he's doing is breaking business records every week on his way to headlining WrestleMania. Let's go, Cody! AEW is not a babyface company. Their know-it-all fan base is far too snarky and impatient to allow certain babyfaces to develop. Hell, they loved Action Andretti when he was just a jobber, and they've soured on him during the follow-up. Saraya had to turn heel after her first match, and Toni Storm followed suit. But even their NWO-inspired segment on Wednesday led to AEW's fan base doing what they do best and turning on the talent. The comment section for poor Saraya and Toni Storm's promo was a shit show, with one fan after another heckling the former WWE stars like they were Joe Biden at the State of the Union address. Only thing missing was Marjorie Taylor Greene. The AEW supermarks continue to eat their own at the conclusion of Dynamite, where the Acclaimed dropped the tag team titles in the main event, drawing the ire of AEW Twitter Happy Black History Month. I'm sure AEW has a long-term plan for the Acclaimed to regain the tag team titles, but just don't tell that to the AEW supermarks, who are out for cannibalized blood. A lot of these AEW fanatics still have PTSD from when Vince was running WWE. They're triggered by bad creative decisions and are far less likely to cooperate with AEW's plans like the sold-out WWE crowds of today. AEW inherited a lot of former WWE fans who are like gremlins, friendly and harmless as long as you don't feed them after midnight. But by beating the Acclaimed, AEW fed this fan base an entire buffet of bullshit after midnight, and boy did they come for Tony Twitterfingers. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Speaking of living, you can improve your chances to stay alive for much longer by taking control of your health. Today's sponsor helps you do just that, so let's get checked. Let's talk about today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider. You can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in discreet packaging. Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 business days. These results are reviewed by a clinician, and a member of the Let's Get Checked nursing team may call you to review your results. Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. So if you want to avoid an uncomfortable office visit and get tested at home, visit trylgc.com/pro-wrestling-bits for 25% off your test using the code WRESTLING25, also linked in my description. WWE is in its bag this WrestleMania season, and I think Tony Khan is panicking a bit. There's definitely enough room for multiple national wrestling companies, but throughout this war, there has been limited room for both to be hot at the same time. AEW caught fire early on, and even through 2021, where they were filling up Arthur Ashe Stadium and outperforming WWE in its own backyard of New York. But the pendulum has now swung the other way as the Triple H era has gone back to basics and used long-term storytelling to create one top star after another. Think about how many people feel special in WWE right now, and how many potentially great WrestleMania matches are in the chamber. As we speak, WWE has no less than 4 piping hot stars. Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes. Let's go, Cody! Just like an economy is at its best when the middle class is thriving, WWE is at its best when the mid-card is thriving. Gunther versus Sheamus or Gunther versus Brock Lesnar would both be fire. Think about that for a second. Brock Lesnar is a mid-carder in 2023, and it's great. You know you're doing something right when your main event is too crowded for Brock Lesnar. Rhea Ripley, who's been built into a monster versus Charlotte Flair? Well, it should be Rhea versus Bianca, but this is a different Rhea Ripley, so I'm here for it. Logan Paul is easily the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time, and he's gonna get Seth Rollins. Rollins' theme song alone has made him into a top babyface all over again after that Fiend fiasco. Owens and Sami versus the Usos should main event night 1. Having John Cena as part of a WrestleMania filled with full-time stars who are on fire almost seems unfair. Like when Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, not the Suns, because that team is gonna get cooked in the playoffs. Best case scenario, the Suns get swept by my Milwaukee Bucks in the finals. Point is, who in AEW feels like any of WWE's big 4 top stars? Or even the rising mid-card? 4 years in, AEW is beginning to show their flaws in booking as they have limited ideas creatively to get people excited about all these fake technical professional wrestling matches. What's old is always new again in pro wrestling. I'll never have a problem with an angle being inspired by classic storylines, but AEW right now feels more like an imitation than an inspiration. Storm and Saraya are doing a bad impression of the NWO. Action Andretti did a decent impression of the 1-2-3 Kid for a week, but with poor follow-up. MJF is doing a bad impression of MJF. Like, how many final boss storylines are we gonna get from Maxwell? Even MJF's backstage heel promo about vehicular manslaughter and framing a minority woman came off as a desperate swing from AEW, but one that admittedly was one of the desperate swings that connected. MJF is the Leon Edwards of pro wrestling. I thought Max was great in that promo. Hell, he did too good of a job because the AEW supermarks flooded the Nassau police with phone calls snitching on MJF. Why? Because AEW fans love to eat their own. Having said that, who expects Bryan Danielson to actually beat MJF at AEW Revolution? Does that match feel hot to you? AEW's struggles are manifesting in lukewarm ratings and ticket sales. Dynamite has stagnated in the 900,000 range, and it's not budging. Meanwhile, the ratings and ticket sales for WWE continue to set records. There's only so much room for a wrestling company to be as hot as WWE is right now, and AEW simply needs to hold on for dear life and weather this storm, because it ain't gonna get any easier the closer we get to Elimination Chamber, let alone WrestleMania. Vince McMahon's return to creative can't come soon enough. Check out this video about Cody Rhodes silencing his WrestleMania critics. Let's go, Cody! And subscribe as your own personal contribution to Black History Month. Will AEW get off the mat this WrestleMania season? Tell me in the comments!